Hey guys, Christian here from Core Electronics. Today we're going to go through circuit 4B from project set 4. Now, in our previous circuit, we learnt how to initialize the LCD, create the LCD object, and actually write data to the LCD. So now that we've got that under our belt, we're going to include a new component called the TMP36 temperature sensor. So it's a really small little sensor that will change its resistance according to the temperature of the room. So it's a really nifty little thing that it can do. And what we're going to do is we're going to hook that up to one of our analog pins, and we're going to display the temperature on the LCD. So from this, it's really important to connect the TMP36 the right way. Now, if you connect it with the opposite polarity, this thing can heat up really, really hot. So we're going to connect it, and I'm going to have the flat face facing the middle of the breadboard. So from there, you can see on the tutorial page the correct way to actually connect this. And the correct way to connect this would be with the ground is in point A1. So we're going to connect ground to the ground rail there. So A1 to ground. We're going to connect plus 5 volts to E3, and the signal pin can go to A0. Now, as you can see on the tutorial page, we're also going to be using something called an algorithm. Now, an algorithm is a way from getting from a certain set of inputs to a certain output. So our input is going to be a digital reading from 0 to 123 that reflects volts from 0 to 5 volts. Now, we're going to somehow turn that with an offset that we've got from the TMP36's datasheet into a relevant temperature. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to multiply it by this funky thing here, 0.004882814, which is the division of 5 volts by 1023, I believe, or 1024, the amount of bits available. So that is then going to be shifted by 0.05 because there's a 0.5 volt offset in the TMP36, which you can find in its datasheet. And then we're going to multiply that by 100 as it's in millivolts, and we want it back to volts. So the 100 is the correct shift, I believe. So that said, we're going to keep the rest of the circuit the same, and we're only going to delete what's in the loop function. Now, in the loop function, we're going to have a new value. We're going to call it a float, and it's going to be, we can call it voltage. And that voltage is essentially going to be what is written here. We're going to write analog read A0, and we're going to multiply it by this number here. Now, the reason that it's such a long number is because it's going to be really specific. The more degree of accuracy we have here means the closer value we're actually going to get for our temperature reading. So once that's done, we can actually have a float called degrees C, and that's going to equal voltage minus 0.5 times by 100. Now, the 100.0, once again, it's for a degree of accuracy. If we just had it like that and this wasn't a float, and that wasn't a float, we could get something called integer division, which actually cancels out and leaves some remainders. So we're going to be leaving it in this form so that we actually get an accurate or a more accurate reading. So now that that's done, what we can do is we can say lcd.set cursor, and we want to set the cursor at 0, 0. Then we're going to say lcd.print. We can do a string, and we can say the temperature is. Then we can say lcd.set cursor. We're going to say 4, 1. And then we can say lcd.print degrees C. Then we can delay this function for a bit. So we can delay it for a second between readings. And then we can clear it so that our temperature doesn't get changed too much if there's a great change, so we don't have any stray numbers being printed out from the previous time. So now that that's done, we can connect our Redboard, and once again, if your temperature sensor is heating up, disconnect the power, wait for it to cool down and take it out, and then try and reverse its polarity. But most importantly, check this data sheet and check this picture here, and it should be right. So that's uploading, and it should tell us that the temperature is 24.71 degrees C. So notice that in my sketch here, I've written the temperature is, but on the LCD, we have actually run out of room for it to display that. So if I really still wanted to display that, I could write the temperature. I could come down here, and then I could write lcd.print. I could write is, and then a space, a colon, another space. And I can re-upload that now, and it will be of a different format, but I'll be able to say the temperature is. It's done uploading, and it's still shifted across there now. So it's saying the temperature is 24.71 degrees Celsius. There is another way that you can get from degrees C to degrees F, so from Celsius to Fahrenheit. And that's just a simple conversion that can be found in the Sparkfun Inventors Kit code. If you're following along with that, they just simply use this same method from the data sheet to get it from voltage to degrees C, and then they transform it from degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit and print out degrees C up the top and degrees Fahrenheit down the bottom. So it's definitely worth checking out if you want to see some more algorithms. That said, this has been Circuit 4B. I hope you enjoyed it, and join me for Circuit 4C in the next video, where we will use the LCD and a button to play a memory game. See you then.